Good evening and welcome to the evening news. Making the headlines tonight, China seeks to strengthen strategic partnership with Anambra to expand the development frontiers. Residents of Anambra State cautioned against indiscriminate dumping of refuse. Senate approves 30,000 naira new minimum wage. And all the quarantine that toll from Indonesia flood increases. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Chinese government is to strengthen strategic partnership with Anambra government to expand the frontiers of development. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Dr. Zhou Pingjian, gave the assurance when he paid a courtesy visit to Governor Willie Obiano at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia. Government House correspondent Ejike Abana has details of the visit.
The Chinese ambassador, Dr. Pingjian, disclosed that China recently passed the foreign investment law, noting that Anambra and China have a lot of things in common, and added that the major purpose of his visit was to explore opportunities for collaboration at subnational level, expressing optimism of more Anambra investors taking advantage of emerging opportunities in China. Dr. Pingjian added that their visit to the state is not limited to business opportunities, but also to seek cultural exchanges, and commended the Anambra cultural troupe for showcasing captivating dance steps and displays.
I'm here to express my appreciation, and I'm here to explore cooperation opportunities, and I'm here to assure Your Excellency and the good people of this state, whatever the Chinese Embassy and the our Consulate General in Lagos can facilitate the cooperation between Anambra and your partners in China.
Responding, Governor Obiano disclosed that state government has commenced the process of building a runway at the Anambra Airport City Project, Umueri, pending the time the Chinese company handling the project is ready, and asked the ambassador to help fast-track execution of the contract. Governor Obiano urged the delegation to establish a Chinese consular office in Awka, since many business people in Anambra do business with China, adding that cultural exchange between Anambra and China is important. He assured that state government is ready to give China a land to build a cultural center, urging them to take time and explore the many cultural tourism sites in the state.
If we can receive more attention from you in terms of first that airport project, to make sure that you put in your work so that it's still on course. Because of the delay, we've commenced process of building one runway. Hoping that in between the Chinese would have gotten the things together to round up the beautiful metropolis. And they're also building our first class international conference center, not very far from you here. When it's fully done by December, it's going to be one of the biggest conference centers south of Nigeria.
The Commissioner for Diaspora Affairs, Culture and Indigenous Artwork, Barrister Sally Mbanefo, appreciated the Chinese ambassador for inviting the Anambra cultural troupe during their spring festival early this year, expressing optimism that the budding relationship existing between Anambra and China will be of mutual benefits.
Our relationship has been a long one. We have in Anambra been nurturing this relationship for the past 1 year. Let us start on behalf of His Excellency by thanking you for inviting Anambra State to participate in the New Year celebrations in Abuja. Anambra State was the only state that was invited as a guest.
The Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solochukwu Lobelu, Chief of Staff, Mr. Primus Odele, Commissioner for Public Utilities and Domestic Water Supply, Mr. Obi Nwankwo, among others, received the Chinese ambassador and his team. From the Governor's Lodge, Amobia, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
Governor Willie Obiano has approved the release of 10 million naira to Masdaven Farm Urum in Awka North Council area. The money was to assist the farm in improving the lives of youths through learning skills in several areas of agriculture at the farm. We have details.
Governor Obiano disclosed this at the Ministry of Agriculture, Awka, During a meeting between the Minister of Agriculture and the team from Mazdevan Farms, the governor, who spoke through the Commissioner of Agriculture, Mechanization, Processing and Exports, Mr. Afam, represented by the Special Assistant to the Governor on Agric Information, Mr. Mike Afa, stressed the need for seriousness in whatever one is doing, pointing out that on-the-spot assessment visit to the farm last year showed that power challenges was militating against the smooth operation of the farm. Responding, the leader of Mazdevan Farm, Urum, Reverend Father Sebastian Anokulu, expressed happiness for the kind gesture and promised to utilize the money for the purpose for which it was meant.
The Commissioner for Works, Engineer Masale Fejoffa, has assured that a zero-bridge project will be completed in the next month. We have details also from our studios.
Engineer Ifejofo gave the assurance when he witnessed the launch of beams over the 20-meter Ezura Bridge, as well as the ongoing construction of Ezira Umomako Enugu Umonye Achina Road project. He said that the road was one of the priority projects of Governor Willie Obiano's administration. Engineer Ifejofo commended the quality of work on the bridge, noting that the asphalting and drainage works were well done and the quality of the bridge was perfect. He enjoined the people of Umomako to be patient as the approaches to the bridge will be done as soon as the bridge has been completed. The project manager, Mr. Ahmed Sahid, said the bridge will soon be ready for road users as they were doing the final work on the precast beams. A community leader and former President General of Ezira Town Union, Chief Nnameze, commended the state government for initiating the project, saying that Ezira and all the benefiting communities will forever remain grateful.
The Senior Special Assistant to the Governor and Community Liaison, Chief Ambrose Egwonwu, has called on the citizenry to abstain from dumping refuse into flood channels, especially now that the rainy season is around the corner. Speaking to the ABS in his office at the Government House, Oka, Chief Egwonwu called on the citizenry to always make use of the receptacles put in place by the government in their various areas instead of indiscriminate dumping of refuge, which he noted is capable of defacing the environment. Chief Egwonwu used the opportunity to call on the people to always support government programs and policies, in addition to being alive to their civic responsibilities, especially as it concerns regular payment of tax and levies to enable the government to serve them better. On the landslide victory of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, ABGA, in the just concluded House of Assembly election, Chief Egwonwu described the victory as a reward for the good governance of Governor Willie Obiano, called on the Anambra to continue with their support and prayers to the Obiano administration. He said that the ABGA government in the state will continue to embark on people-oriented programs and policies in order to improve the living standards of the people. The people of Oyi local government area and other communities surrounding them have rolled out their drums as they celebrate ABGA's victory in the State House of Assembly election conducted on the 9th of March 2019. The event tagged Victory Party took place at the Palace of the traditional ruler of Omonia, Igwe Chris Onyepuluje. Correspondent Ngozi Obileri covered the reports and now brings back details.
That was the mood of the event as Ndioyi and their friends danced and congratulated themselves for winning in all the ABGA 15 wards in the council area. Speaking, Igwe Onyekuluja appreciated Ndioyi for doing what they know best and said ABGA has always won in state elections more because they cannot afford to let Dr. Mrs. Ebelechukwu Obiano, who is the daughter of the area, down. Igwe Onyekuluja added that the feat was achieved because of the numerous achievements of Governor Willie Obiano both in Oyi council area and other parts of the state.
We are doing today to thank the Anambarians, mostly Oyi and Ayamelum, for doing the right thing to him, and I give it to Anambarians who thought it wise that they have to give him those people he feels that can work with him to be able to give a better result to us, the Anambarians.
In an interview, the House of Assembly member-elect for Oyi constituency, Mr. Charles Obimwa, thanked his constituents for the confidence reposed in him, promising to abide by the promise of quality representation he made to them. Mr. Obimwa thanked especially Governor Obiano, whom he said provided enabling environment for the election, which he described as peaceful, free and fair.
I feel great. I feel happy. And I give God all the glory that after the whole effort, the whole hustle and bustle, it ended in praise. I feel happy, honestly happy.
On his part, the member representing Ayamelum constituency in the State House of Assembly, Mr. Uche Okafor, noted that the victory was for every Anambra, as he said that he came to felicitate with Ndi Oyi being their brothers. The Commissioner for Transport, Mr. Uche Okafor, who hails from the area, thanked God that at the end, APGA had victory, which is a sure way of securing steady development in Anambra in the next 3 years.
Made it a point of duty that every election must give her 15/15. This is her local government. During the governorship, we gave her all the wards in Oyi, and also in this very election, we also gave her all the wards in Oyi again also.
The member representing Oyi Ayamelum constituency in the House of Representatives, Mr. Gabriel Onyenwife, was present at the event as they were treated to sumptuous dishes and assorted drinks. From Omonia, in Oyi Council area, I am Ngozi Obileri for ABS News.
The Nigerian Senate has endorsed 30,000 naira as a new minimum wage for federal and state workers in the country. The minimum wage was approved during today's plenary after the national minimum wage bill was passed by the lawmakers. The Senate President Bukola Saraki, in his remarks, expressed the hope that with this minimum wage, workers will double their efforts to increase their productivity, to also improve the general productivity of the country, and called for immediate implementation of the law. The death toll from flash flood and mudslides triggered by days of torrential downpours in Indonesia's easternmost Papua province has risen to 89, with dozens of others missing. Sutopo Nugroho, spokesperson of the National Disaster Mitigation Agency, said 89 bodies have been pulled from the mud and wreckage of collapsed homes today. Another 159 people were injured, including 84 who were hospitalized, many with broken bones and head wounds. The number of dead is expected to rise as rescue workers comb through affected areas. Nugroho said floodwaters and landslide destroyed homes and bridges in several areas of Papua province, Jayapura district, hampering rescue efforts. And now in sports. National Under-23 team head coach Imama Amapakabo has named the 23-man squad for their first leg African Under-23 Cup of Nations qualifying match against Libya, scheduled for the Tunisian city of Bengadan tomorrow. The Nigerian Under-23 squad departed the country through Lagos in the early hours of Monday, aboard a Royal Air Maroc flight. After campaigning for almost 3 weeks, the former Enugu Rangers coach opted for a mixture of local and foreign-based professionals for the battle against the Libyans. In the list of home-based players are Flying Eagles goalkeeper Olawale Oremade, who leads 2 other goalkeepers, while Lobby Stars Troy, John Lazarus, Ibubeduru, and Ugochukwu Anumudu also made the court. The first leg of the clash will be played on Wednesday in Begandan, with a return leg scheduled for Asaba on March 25. The winners over both legs advance to the final round of qualifiers in June. And that's it on the news. Well, before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by logging onto our website, www.absradiotv.com. Like us at www.facebook.com/ABS Radio Television. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at ABS Radio TV. And now the recap of our major stories. Chinese seeks to strengthen strategic partnership with Anambra to expand development frontiers. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Dr. Ping Jiang, disclosed this when he paid a courtesy call on Governor Obiano at the Governor's Lodge, Amobia. Residents of Anambra State have been cautioned against indiscriminate dumping of refuse. Senate has approved 30,000 naira new national minimum wage, and on the foreign scene, death toll from Indonesia floods have increased. And that's the size of our package tonight. Many thanks for watching. My name is Chidinma Oranwa. Good night.